Hi, this is Jim Feist in Las Vegas. I'm on a 14-7-1 NFL run after the Texans-Broncos went under the total Monday night. Check out my NFL situational game of the month going on Sunday at VegasSportsMasters.com. It's $25 online, but you can get it for $5 by calling 888-777-4155. That's 888-777-4155. Now, stay tuned as Dave Cokin and I break down the Sunday NFL card on Proline.
You know what happened a few weeks ago? New England was very short-handed. The Buffalo Bills, give them credit, they went into Foxborough and did something that basically never happens. They shut out the Patriots at home 27-0. It is rematch time at Buffalo this Sunday. Jim, I don't think there's any question. We know where the public's going to be betting on this game. It's going to be on the Patriots, and I got to tell you something. They might be right.
They could be. I mean, you're going to be laying six to 7 points on the road at Buffalo. This is the thing is, Sexy Rex, has always played Belichick tough.
Yeah,
even with the Jets.
It's the biggest game on the schedule for them.
Yeah, and I guess they really don't like each other. Everybody wants to knock off Belichick. I mean, they've reigned supreme in the whole league in the AFC for years. I can't really get too excited about laying 6-7 on the road. I like the revenge factor. I don't know if you know enough about teasers, but this is the kind of a game where you can take a 6 or a 7 point teaser on New England, if you like that side, and you tease it down, and you can look for one or two other situations, whether it be a side or a total, throughout the league. So, for example, you might take the second game we're going to talk about. You might like the Falcons to bounce back. So you'd take the Patriots and you'd pick them. And the Falcons would be, maybe what's the line on the Falcons at the moment? But anyway, it would be an edge in both cases. You'd have the Falcons, well, you'd have them +3. I would never do that. You never cross. You never cross. That's the bad example. But let's say New England, you go down to pick them, and you could take another 6-point favorite, Denver, and take them down to pick them over San Diego. And they have revenge also. So you'd have 2 revenge plays at pick 'em in situations where I think you have a tremendous advantage. Teasers do work. Professional bettors, as Dave and I are, do use teasers to our advantage. You don't cross 0 because you're losing value. You're losing 1 point when you cross a 0. So you don't do that. But you can take a dog. You can take Indianapolis, where you can find a 3, take 6, you're taking 9. So you do that, but you don't go the other way. So there's an example where you might take a bet where Denver and New England in the teaser bet 2 teams.
All right. So anyway, it's going to be a fun game. And for me, the key is, does New England stop the Buffalo running game? That's what Miami did last week. Miami committed to stopping the run, and it worked. Taylor's a nice complimentary quarterback, but I don't think Taylor's the type of guy who's going to win games by himself. So I think the Patriots are going to focus on making sure that McCoy, if he's healthy, is not effective. And if that's the case, I think Buffalo's going to have a lot of trouble winning the game.
He's a big if.
Oh, I know he is.
That's one of those kind of players out there, and there aren't many that can make a difference in a game, a lot of difference. But how about, you talk about running backs. I'm not going to change subject here. How about what this young man in Miami's doing? Jay Ajayi? 200 yards per game.
200-yard games.
Nobody does that. It's incredible.
Well, guess what happened? They fixed the offensive line, and good things start to happen when you fix the offensive line. Now, the other game we want to talk about here is Green Bay and Atlanta. Was that a buy sign on the Packers last week?
No.
I absolutely agree with you.
It was not.
And in fact, if Hoyer doesn't get hurt, I think you might have a close game.
Well, they were ahead.
Yeah.
Hoyer's the kind of a quarterback. I don't knock the guy. He played pretty well. Decent college, decent at Cleveland. He was one of the few guys in Cleveland that actually had a winning record. He went down to Houston. He won some games down there. He's not a guy that's going to win you the championship game. When he gets to the high-pressure games, he probably isn't going to get it. But he's a good in-season quarterback that can keep you in the game. And he was way better than Cutler at the job. And then, of course, he broke his arm, and now Cutler's back for Chicago. But going back to this game, Green Bay might not have won that game if Hoyer didn't get hurt.
And I thought the Bears kind of gave up when he did.
Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. We all go through lots of stages. His stage, he came out of California. He came to the pros. He's behind Favre. He sat for a few years. Great quarterback, very accurate, mobile, does a lot of damage with his feet when he doesn't, not for gaining yards, but putting in position so he can get the passer. But he's got a lot of things going on now. He's got the new romance in his life with, beautiful California girl, Hollywood girl actress. He's doing commercials. He's doing acting parts. His whole life has changed. His focus has changed. There's only a couple guys that can do that and still stay focused 100% on their job. Not too many people can have 6, 7 different things going on at once.
I know. I've managed to do it. But.
Yeah, well, you're the exception to the rule, Dave, of course. But anyway, he is not the same guy. Some of the players and the parts around him, Eddie Lacy, Jordy Nelson, they've all aged a little bit. They're not as productive. Always a questionable situation with McCarthy and Rodgers. They supposedly don't really get along. The Falcons are, I think, the number 1 offensive team in the NFL. They're tough to stop. I hated what Dan Quinn did last week in the overtime game against San Diego.
Wow.
4th and 1, you on
gotta
your
go.
own 40, and you
got to go.
Are you go where?
No, to me,
you got to kick the ball.
I don't know. I had no problem with it.
Oh, it's a terrible decision, Dave.
I didn't think at that point they could stop San Diego. I thought Rivers was just killing him at that point.
Yeah, but San
I
Diego's,
didn't like the call. I didn't like the play call.
Diego's record,
I didn't like the play call.
No.
That was the problem for me. Was the play call.
I mean, you're almost leaving him in position for the field goal there.
You got to make it, but you got to try and win the football game.
Not from there. No, I disagree. I kick it deep and try to stop them. San Diego has been blowing games all year. It's not like they know how to hold on to situations.
But they've kind of reversed that.
Yeah, they did
lately. And San Diego, boy, I'm telling you what.
Well, we could talk about
that's
that game.
Scary 3 and 4
They're
team.
going up to Denver. They beat Denver
That's
2 weeks ago.
I'm telling you what, they're gonna